Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. The fantasies, no one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you.
Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Shay Baby with the Brown Book series. And yo, let me just say this again. Don't get tired of me. I know y'all tired of me saying that I got the best of the best, but I do. It is what it is. I'm so sorry. Okay, check this out. So tonight we are blessed with one of the OGs, man. Like, yo, her books are timeless. She's a beautiful person. Oh my God, we're like snowmates. She snowed in like I'm snowed in. How about that? So, ladies and gentlemen, my Brown Book crew, please welcome Miss Essence bestseller Donna Hill. Hi, Miss Donna. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm
Uh,
doing well, thank you. Snowed in
oh,
like you, but yeah, I'm
yes,
good.
snowed in like me, girl. That's what I'm saying. We snow partners, man. Snowed in. I love. So you in New York, correct?
Yes, I'm in Brooklyn. Yep.
Oh, Brooklyn. Are you from Brooklyn?
Yeah, born and raised, been here all my life. You know, my family's still trying to drag me out to New Jersey, but I'm still holding on.
You yet holding on? Would
Yeah,
you
I'm
keep?
holding on to Brooklyn.
Would you keep on keeping on, then, baby? You'll be all right. So, Miss Donna, how? Oh my God, you've been writing for quite some time. In your books, when
Yep.
I say, yeah, they are absolutely wonderful. Do okay, the publishing though, because I know, back in like '09 and 2010, the publishing game was a little different, wasn't it? Or like, how hard was it for you to get published?
Wow, I started way before that.
I
My
know,
first,
girl, but listen, Miss Donna, I was trying, you know,
I know you're trying to be kind.
you know.
Because you already called me an OG, so it's just like, okay.
I didn't say you're a legend. You know what I'm saying? They learning from you guys. I'm telling you, it's a legend.
With for me, my first book came out in 1990.
Mm,
So it's been like 31 years or so, 30 something years. So it's been a while. Like when I first came out, there had been, I think, less than a half dozen Black romances that had ever been published, like at all.
wow.
Um, so when my book came out, it was published by, a small press in Silver Springs, Maryland. Um,
Mm.
and she gave me my start. So my book, Rooms of the Heart, launched her company. And
Oh,
when we got the book, I'm all excited because I have, 10,000 copies of the book in a warehouse. And, the whole world's going to know, and I'm all excited. And we had no place to put it. We
oh
didn't
wow.
have a distributor. Distributors weren't interested in, distributing Black books. They had no idea what this Black romance thing even was.
Wow.
Um, and so it was a real struggle. One, to try to find a distributor, which we, sort of found accidentally, to be able to get the books into the bookstore. So when my book first came out, I started essentially becoming almost like a self-published author. I made a list of all of the bookstores in New York, Black bookstores in particular, and went into the bookstore with my book. And like, would you take the book on consignment, or would you put it on the shelves? I'll put it up in a couple of months and see how it does. And so when I would bring the book to the store, they didn't even know where to put it because it wasn't a Black romance section, period. It did not exist. And so that's how I got started. And the book went into the bookstores. And finally, when we got a distributor, that's when we were able to actually get it into, like Barnes and Noble, things like that. But when that came out in 1990, that's how things were. Black romances were few and far between. And shortly, after that, like in 93, 94, Kensington Publishing,
Mm.
they launched the Arabesque line. And so Arabesque sort of became the, the new flagship for Black romances, and the rest is basically history. All of the, the other publishing companies started, having Black imprints and, things like that. And then you started seeing more and more, Black books come into the stores and, be distributed, and more widely read. But, in 1990, when I started, that wasn't happening.
See, I told you was OG. You started this. See, told you. Oh my God. So how long did you stay with that particular company, publishing company?
I stayed with Odyssey Books from 1990 until 93, 94, because my second book with them came out in 91, 92, Indiscretions. Okay. And after that, I went over to Kensington, and that's where I published. I published with them for several years. So that was in 94, when my first book from Kensington came out. At that point, their two launch titles were by Frances Ray and Sandra Kidd. So the two titles that launched Arabesque were from those two authors. I came out right behind them in 94. And then, we have, Brenda Jackson and, Rochelle Allers actually published before me, but she had published, she published like one book, maybe like in 86, somewheres around in there. So she was one of the few books that had been published. Sandra Kidd, she published before me as well. She published, and she's considered to be the first African-American romance writer published at a major house. And she published Adam and Eva for Harlequin.
I just learned that last week. I just learned that about her.
Yeah. So, so there's, everybody was making inroads back then. And so now when we go to a bookstore or, you go to Amazon and you see all of these thousands of, Black books all over the place, it wasn't happening, when we were starting out, just kind of like doing our thing, just trying to get our books out.
Well, yeah. I'm so happy that you guys got your books out. And speaking of books, Miss Donna, one of the segments that we have here at the Brown Book Series is called Name That Book, where we take a when we take a segment, when we take a passage or a character or something about one of your books.
Oh God.
You have to name that book. Are you ready, Miss Donna Hill?
Oh God! And what do I get if I get it wrong?
Girl, whatever you want, we'll make up something. We got good prizes for you. We'll do good prize.
Okay, go ahead.
This is gonna be easy. You ready? Okay. The character's name is Elizabeth Lewis.
Oh Jesus! Who is that?
Oh my God!
Like no clue.
No clue.
She clearly has to be a secondary character.
No,
she's not one of my major characters.
She was
Elizabeth Lewis.
Elizabeth Lewis. You ready?
Yes, please tell me.
Look, now you got me scared. I'm looking at my producer like, this is her book, right? Okay, the name of the book is After Dark.
After Dark. Oh, wow. Elizabeth Lewis. But which character was she? I don't even remember. That's a shame. But the thing of it is that I have like so many books and so many different titles that, if they weren't like the major character, who is Elizabeth Lewis? I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to have to go through my stash and look up After Dark and find her.
You're gonna have to, girl, because I was like, okay, I know this is the book now. I think this lady name in this book now. Hold on. All right.
Dark. Okay.
See, all right. Name that book. This is a passage. All right, I'm gonna read. So you ready?
Okay.
You're gonna get this one. I'm telling you, you're gonna get this one.
All right.
What's the name of this place you're going to again? Gee, Ma, you must be getting old. I told you like 3 times already. Name that book.
Just like, oh
Miss Donna, what?
no. Oh God, y'all gonna think I use ghostwriters or something, but I swear to God, I don't know who that is. What's the name of the place you're going to again? Gee, Ma, you must be getting old. I told you like 3 times already.
Alrighty.
I don't know.
Come on, Mom. The name of the book. Now, Miss Donna, when you hear this name, you're gonna be like,
I know. Go ahead. Double the Pleasure. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was and Double the Pleasure was actually a reissue. And I changed the title to Double the Pleasure. Yeah. And that, because those books are like so old.
they're so good though. They so good. When you're reading them, you don't know how old they are. Like they are good.
Yeah, those books are old. Yeah. So that's like in the early 2000s.
Yeah, Miss Donna. So, guess what though? We're gonna finish playing this game. How about that? Yeah. Okay, listen.
Somebody gonna come and drag me off the stage in a minute. Like,
no, you're right. Your fans are right now saying, "That's Double the Pleasure." You know this. You'll be all right. Okay. This is a character. Name the book. She's one of the, the lead characters. Nia.
Okay. Nia Turner. Okay, so Nia, she's from one of the she's not in Pause for Men. She's in the series where the girls are secret agents. So it's not that was what is the name of that series? I think I remember who she is. I can't think of what the title is, but she's one of the lead characters in what is the name of that series? Oh my God.
Donna, she is talking it out. She's trying to figure this thing out. Oh,
it's not because Pause for Men, that's the spa. Mm-hmm. And then the other one is because she wore glasses. Nia wore glasses, I believe. And that was one of her things.
You're getting warmer. You're getting warmer.
Yes, I kind of remember who she is. And yeah, because there it was the 4 of them, and they had a sort of like a beauty care product line, but they really did undercover work. Uh-huh. That was the whole series. Sex and Lies and Love and Lies and
you know what? You're
loving all of it. That
yes. What I'm gonna do is
I can't think of the title. I don't know. Tell me which book is it?
Okay, let me go and give it to you. Temptation and Lies.
I know the ladies of TLC. Okay, 10, 11 K. I knew I was in the ballpark.
You was in the ballpark. You doing good. See? All right, last one. Okay. You get it now, Miss Donna. This is the last one. If you don't get this one right, me and you gonna have to have an offline conversation. Okay.
Okay. Oh God.
You ready? This next one. Now, if you don't get this one right, you're going to put the camera down, and then I'm gonna call you later on. We're gonna discuss it. You ready? Name that book.
Okay.
Like Pastor Bishop always said, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Don't put the camera
down. It's a great line. Oh God. Oh my goodness. People gonna think that I'm just like, I don't really write these things. It's just like I write so much stuff. Okay, wait. Like Pastor Bishop always says, better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. From is that from Confessions in B flat?
You know what?
Yes.
Your lady, yes.
Okay.
This is your Whew, thank you, Jesus. This is your Confessions in B flat, your latest release. It just came out in November, correct?
Yes, it did. That's the only reason why I like vaguely remember what's going on.
Listen, that's why I was like, Miss Donna, if you don't get this one now, I'm gonna have to,
Oh God, yeah. Okay, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, so yes, Confessions in B flat. Since this is your latest novel, first of all, your the book cover is beautiful. Like, who came up with the book cover?
The publisher had their publicity and marketing department. They had the artists. They showed me a couple of covers. All of the covers were sort of similar. Like she might have been facing a different way. I think we put a turtleneck on her afterwards, and so there were a couple of iterations of what this looked like, but it was all in the same vein. And we finally settled on the cover that everybody sees. Yeah. They did a really good job.
They did a very good job for that. So, okay, so Miss Hill, could you tell us a little bit about this book?
Okay, well, let's see. To be honest, I thought of the title for the book probably about maybe 10, 15 years ago. And it was just the title. Like I just thought of B flat was all I knew. And I told it to a friend and he was like, B flat, why would you name something B flat? It's a musical note. I don't know, whatever. And so, I envisioned at the time that it was going to be a book about people in the community who come together to talk about the issues of the community. They come to this apartment, and it's apartment B. And that's all I ever thought about. And then, I was doing other things and writing other books, and the idea kind of like sat in the back of my head. And then I got to a point where I knew I wanted to do sort of like a twist on the Romeo and Juliet trope. And with Romeo and Juliet, it's all about, two families warring and, keeping the characters apart, etc. So I knew I didn't want to do that. And like I'm really into, politics and what's going on in the world and things like that. So I wanted to have politics as a centerpiece for the story, and that it would be their political beliefs that separated them. And because I was or am still, a child of the 60s, that whole era sort of shaped me. My belief systems, my musical choices, all of that. And so I decided that I would center the story during the 60s. And specifically during the height of the civil rights era. So the story runs between 63 and like 68-ish. Okay. And so when I started thinking about that and getting those ideas down, then I sort of, went backwards and started thinking about, like what was happening at different time periods during the era that I wanted to cover. Right. And that's kind of like how it came together, the idea for it. And I knew that I didn't want my characters to be typical. And typically, my male character would have followed Malcolm X, right? You would think that, the guy would follow Malcolm X and the woman would follow Martin Luther King. So I did it in reverse, which, put more of a, conflict between the two characters as well. So that's kind of like how it came together. Part of it was came out of part of the writing of it. Came out of my graduate thesis that I was working on. So I was able to cull some of the characters and the nuances from that project into Confessions in B flat. So the characters from my graduate thesis became the parents in the book.
Right.
So those characters got their life finally. They got off of the page of school and wound up in the book. Um, so that's kind of like how it came together. I worked on it for about a year, a little over a year once I started writing.
Okay.
The publishers were phenomenal in terms of, um, fact checking and editing and, making sure things were correct. And, we got down to this is the last edit. Everything has to be done. Do you have approval for these photographs that you use? I was like, really? No. So, then we were like on a mad dash to like get approvals, and we had to buy a few photographs. We had to drop a few photographs. So there are pictures that I wanted in there that we couldn't use because we couldn't get, approval for them. But I wanted to make it a sort of like a multi-leveled type of book where you have your love story, you have
Yeah.
a unforgettable period of time, you have imagery to tie pieces together, you have her poetry.
Mm.
And the
I love
music.
the poetry. Yeah, I love the
Oh,
poetry.
thank you.
Yeah.
And then you have, the backdrop of the music and the locales. So all of those things, finally just came together.
Now, question for you, because and I've looked at a lot of your books. I've read a lot of it, and I haven't read any poetry. So if I missed it, please forgive me. But reading this last book, Confessions, and B Flat, the poetry was just awesome. Have you ever thought about just doing a poetry book, like just for this particular character, or poetry just ain't your thing? Is you dibble and dabble every now and then? Because the poetry was beautiful.
Well, thank you for that. I have not thought about doing a collection of poetry or anything.
Okay.
When I first started writing, back when I was a teenager,
Mm,
and thought about writing, I always used to write poetry because it seemed like the go-to kind of thing. Because when you're a
right.
teenager, young girls, they're always in agony about something.
Yes, girl.
You
I'm still in agony about some stuff.
all of yeah, so my poetry, sort of like dealt with, adolescent, heartache, stuff about the Vietnam War, so I used to write a lot of poetry then, but I never actually pursued it. Um, so it, it's, I don't even know when I decided that I was going to actually craft poetry for the book. It sort of came as I was writing. It just seemed logical that this is this spoken word artist, because I could have easily said, "Oh yeah, she came up on stage and she did her
Right,
thing, and everybody applauded, and it was
right.
really great." And but I thought that it was important because that's her voice.
Right.
And so the poetry that she spits is relative to the times and relative to her experiences with Jason. So I, it just kind of came, kind of came
Yeah,
natural.
right.
I surprised myself really, writing the poetry. So, but it
It
was an
was
important part of the book.
Yeah, it was good because I was reading and I instantly started thinking about Love Jones.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I just pictured that whole little scene. I was like, oh, this is so cool. I thought that was awesome. I
Yeah.
thought it was awesome. Okay, Miss Donna, we have another segment that we play here at the Brown Book Series.
Oh
Now,
Lord.
I know, girl, because I'm up here thinking now, like, now, Miss Donna don't be remembering her books. I don't know how they gonna go. We gonna see though.
So we need to talk about something else. Go ahead. No,
No,
I'm sorry.
no. We're gonna do good. We're gonna do good. Look, my daddy used to say, when I was playing basketball, when I first started, he was like, "Look, baby, we're gonna see how it goes. Then I'll pull you out if I feel like, I was like, you gonna let me finish playing." But you got this, Miss Donna. Got this.
Okay.
Okay. The name of this segment is called Who'd You Rather?
Oh. Okay.
Who'd you rather? So when I give you the heroes from your books, we pit them against each other, and you let me know which one you rather. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. First up, who'd you rather? Bryce Lawrence or Ray Taylor?
Who are they? Let's go with Ray Taylor. Bryce. Who is Bryce? His name sounds familiar. Ray. I'm gonna go with Ray Taylor. I don't know.
You know what, Miss Donna? I
Yes.
bet all your ex-boyfriends right now are like, we know she don't remember us. Like,
Right? Y'all ain't gotta worry about me ever telling secrets because I don't remember nothing.
you know what? You a girl after my own heart. Okay. Next one. We're gonna go with Ray. Let's try the next one. You ready?
Okay.
Trevor Jackson or Craig Lawson? Going down here to the bayou.
Who would I rather?
You remember who these are, Miss Donna?
Yeah, I do actually. Trevor.
We know which books are your favorite of the ones you wrote.
I will go with Craig Lawson.
Why Craig?
I liked the whole Sag Harbor setting, and the whole like Lawson family. And so and him being a part of it, yeah. So I would go with Craig.
We're going with Craig.
Trevor.
You hurting Trevor's feelings right now, Miss Donna. Let's go to the next one.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You good. Next up, wealthy man, Sterling Powers or Shawn Michaels?
Oh, okay. I remember Shawn Michaels. I would go with Shawn Michaels. I liked his whole thing, with yeah.
Are you going with him? Yeah, but wait, are you going with him because you don't remember Sterling, or you going with him because you going with him?
Well, a little bit of both, but
I love you.
I definitely remember Shawn Michaels because that was the first time I ever named anybody Shawn. Somebody that had like first names. But I really liked his character in Industries. I really liked his character.
Okay, look at her. She knows the name of the book and everything.
Yeah, every now and then the light bulb goes off. Go ahead.
I love it. In your defense, you have written a lot of books, and you know this ain't all you do. So you know what I'm saying. I got your back. Okay. All right. Okay. Last one. Attorney Anthony Weston or Jason Tanner?
Oh, okay. Well, that's a tough one.
Yes, they both like to talk. It's like,
but I would have to go with Jason.
Why? Is it the whole Martin Luther King thing? Why you want to go with Jason?
Yeah, because I think that he sort of embodies a moment in time. And he is one that was like truly willing to stand up for his beliefs even at a cost of himself. I mean, that takes a lot, for a man to do. So yeah.
Okay then, Jason. See, that was the last one. You did great.
Oh, thank you. I did better than the first round because that was
yeah, the first. But you know what? A lot of authors, especially the ones who have written a lot of books, it's a lot. I get it. People forget their children's names. You can't forget. Question for you.
I'm like, what?
Exactly. Question for you. So, teaching, You are a
Mhm.
teacher.
Yes.
What's the name of the college that you're teaching at? It's Meg Evers, right?
Yes, I'm at Mega Everest College in Brooklyn.
Are, are you teaching there, or you don't go? You're the teacher, correct?
Yeah, I'm a teacher. Yeah, I'm an English professor. So I'm a faculty member. I'm full-time faculty.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
teach English composition, English literature, professional writing, some fiction writing classes sometimes. So yeah, that's
Now, how do you have
my
time
life.
to right? How do you have time to write your own books and still teach these students how to write as well?
Well, I think I compartmentalize a lot. So
Okay.
I know that, like for example, now when I got my schedule for my classes, I know that I have to teach Monday, Wednesday, these two particular classes. And I actually teach at another school as well. So um, I do
Wait,
my
hold on,
teaching
wait,
on.
hold on, wait. You teach at another school too?
Yeah. I adjunct. I teach one class there. So, and then on
Wow.
Tuesdays, because this semester at Mega, I have 3 classes, which is a lot. So, um, and because we've now moved to this remote learning, you're not physically in the classroom anymore. So, one of my classes is like this. It's like live. They have to be there on a certain day and a certain time. So that's on Monday and Wednesday. And then on Tuesdays, my other 2 classes that I have, those are classes that are totally basically independent, but I have to be available to them if they have, questions and things like that. So, so I know that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are my teaching days. Um, Thursday, I usually will rest.
Mm,
Um, Fridays, I will do my own writing. I'll do my own work. I get back to my own thing. Sundays, I usually plan for the week. So I
okay.
plan out all my classes and things like that. So between Thursday and Sunday afternoon,
You have
I'm
been doing.
doing what I want to do, what I need to do for myself, whatever that might be. Sometimes it's working on a book. Sometimes it's, filling out applications for something. It may be an essay I have to do, is, answering emails and things like that. So that's my time. So my teaching days are, 3 days a week. And that's kind of like how that's how I do it.
That's
Um,
what's up. How long
yeah.
does it take you to write a book?
It depends. I used to be able to write faster. I didn't have as much responsibility that required um, me to operate at a certain level.
Okay.
So when I was working, like say when I was working for the borough president's office, or I was working at a residential facility, my day would end sort of, and it would end.
Right.
But this type of work, this academic type of work, is a different type of energy. There's a lot of responsibilities that don't end at the end of the day, because you're
Right.
really responsible for all of these souls that are in your care. So it takes a lot more mind work. And so I don't have the bandwidth to really write as fast as I would like to. On average, if I really concentrate, um, I can probably finish a book in like 3 or 4 months, something like that.
That's good.
Like Confessions, it took longer because of the detail that's involved.
Right.
Um, so it took much longer, but it usually takes you like 4 months or so, to write a book. And a lot of that is driven by deadlines. My publisher will say, you have to have this book in by X, Y, and Z time, and you have to do it. So I'm usually late. And I'm usually late, So if you say the book is due March 30th, I usually can get it to you, like the first week in May, you know.
Oh,
And
not even
not
April.
even
Just
no, not even April. No, it's usually like the first week of May, and then I might need to ask for additional extension. Um, I tend to procrastinate because I get, my mind is always all over the place.
Yeah, because
So
you working. Sure. Yeah, you gotta dissect. I mean, finish, like, decompress from being with the the kids and their stuff, and trying to make sure the whole academic part is out the way. So you have to get in the moment. I can
yeah.
right. Okay. Speaking of getting in the moment,
Mhm.
we have we have one more segment here at the Brown Book series, and it's
Okay.
called Author's Moment. This is
Okay.
easy. It's called Author's Moment. Well, we just ask you a question, it might be a question about your life, something random, and you just give us your honest answer. Okay?
Uh,
Hey, I'm just saying, and if anybody get mad at you about it, we got your back. Believe that. Okay?
okay.
All right. Author's Moments.
hmm
What's your most urgent priority for the rest of the year?
Wow. My most urgent priority for the rest of the year is, um, I would say staying,
Okay.
um, and finding peace in me. I think that that's like at the top of my priority, because if I feel well physically and spiritually, then I can
Mhm.
do all of the things that I need to do. So that's
Right.
actually like on my vision board, like health, peace, tranquility, those types of things. So I I'm getting better at it, like putting those things kind of like front and center, um, you know, trying to just be spiritually well,
Right.
um, and everything else kind of falls into place. Yeah, so that's my priority.
All right, cool. That's what's up. All right, another author's moments. In being a novelist, what did you learn a little too late?
That's a really, really good question. When I started, I had no idea that I would be one still around doing what I'm doing all of these years later, or that it would be the catalyst for so many other things. So I
Right.
never looked at writing as a business, right?
Mm,
I just looked at it as something that, I just did because I liked it.
right.
And so not thinking of it as a business, I think cost me years later,
Mm,
for not organizing separating my life out the way that it should have been separated out, like financially, and understanding that like really late in the game. Um, the fact that I didn't build the audience that I could have, because I was like, back then,
right.
folks used to
Right.
actually like write you letters with a stamp on it. So we
Right.
would get letters in the mail, and and they would go to the publishing house and they forward them to us. And, you have to write these letters back. And like, it was just this thing. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. But I
Right.
didn't, I never understood how to take it more seriously than what it was that I was actually doing. Like what did it really mean? And I
Right.
didn't understand that. And so I think, if I was to ever go back, and do things over, I would do things differently. I would have maintained, those mailing lists. I
Right.
can't even begin to imagine, what that loss was. I would have done my finances a lot differently as well. I would have separated myself, and done that differently. So, those are the two things basically that I learned
Okay.
kind of like late in the game.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Last one.
Mhm.
Author's moments. What are you most grateful for right now in this moment?
Um, that my entire family are well. So many people are, every day it's like somebody lost somebody or somebody's sick. The struggle, their own struggles. So I'm just really, really thankful for that. That my family is whole, and doing well, and prayerfully it will stay that way. But that's something I'm definitely grateful for.
Oh, and we're grateful for it too, Miss Donna. This brings us to the last question of our interview. And when I just say I'm so happy that we were able to chat with each other. You're
Yes,
awesome.
this was fun. This is probably the most fun I've had on an interview, because I have never in my life been asked the questions that you asked me. So now I'm gonna have to like go in this other room and look through these books and find out who in the hell is Elizabeth Lewis, because I still don't know who she is.
I emailed the book to you.
Who? I thought it was a prank.
Oh my God. I am so happy that you came on and talked to the Brown Book series. And I am so super happy that you had a good time. That's all we strive for. We're just trying to get to know. And I'm trying not to be selfish, but I have been. But I think I'm going to start like in June and July. I'm going to get people who other people want to hear. But until then, I just booked out with my favorite authors. But I'm gonna pray for me on that. I'm trying not to be selfish with y'all. And so I was like, Donna, that's one of my favorites. Call her. So I'm so happy that you accepted our invitation. We're a new company, and I'm just it's good when you have a legend, who's saying, you know what? Okay, cool. Let me go ahead on and talk to these people and take a chance on this little bit old company, and I appreciate it.
Oh, this was so fun.
Cool. All right, Miss Donna. You had a ball. Good.
Yes, I did.
Thank you so much. Tell everybody, give us like your social media handles and where we can find you, and they can get your book. You got to go get the book Confessions in B Flat. Like, the book is awesome. Even if you're just staring at the cover, the book is wonderful. And spoiler y'all, the poetry. I'm telling you, I love the book. I love when Tanner was, the whole little Martin Luther King gives little speeches, whatever. But the poetry is on point. Like, I'm telling you, you would like Amanda Gorman up there saying it herself. Like, the poetry was hot. Okay. So,
oh wow, thank you so much. Thank you. Maybe that'll be my next life. I'll be a poet.
You don't draw one. I'm telling you, it's hot. All right. Let everybody know where they can find you.
My website is donnaohill.com. On Facebook, Donna Hill Writer and Donna Hill Fans. So that's the fan page. Twitter is @Donna Hill. And Instagram, I'm still messing around with Instagram. I have like no idea how my pictures get over there. They over there some kind of way. But it's Brown Girl 737 at Instagram. So so that's where you can find me. I'm all over the place doing all kinds of stuff.
All over the place. You guys, make sure you go pick up her latest novels, Confessions in B Flat. Okay, Miss Donna, this is our last question, girl. Yes, look, ain't that cover hot? Show them the cover again. That cover is hot. I feel like I was that girl. I'm gonna go get my hair like that. Look, you guys, make sure you go pick that up. Okay, Miss Donna. Last question in our interview.
Okay.
If you were writing a book about your life, what would the title be?
Let's do it again.
That's what I'm talking about. I love that. Oh, I love that. Let's do it again. Yes, sweet love in the morning. Hey, okay. Okay, that's my jam, baby. Yes. Let's do it again. I absolutely love it. Everybody, go check out Confessions in B Flat. Miss Donna O'Hill. Okay. And just go pick up any book you see her name on it, just grab it. All the books. Get it, read it. She's a wonderful author. You will love, 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 love her books. So make sure you go pick them up.
Thank
All right,
you. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you. Miss Donna, hold 1 second for me. Hold on, hold tight. All
Absolutely.
right, Brown Bookers, everybody now, Wednesday nights, every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Make sure you go to the Brown Book Series, our YouTube channel. That's what we'll be at 6 o'clock every Wednesday night. After you watch me at 6 o'clock, please go on over to Reese Ryan's page, her channel at 7 o'clock. Reese is over there, and she's putting it down with other authors, and they got the in-depth conversation from author to author. So you got it. 6 o'clock Wednesday nights, Brown Book Series, a YouTube channel. You can go to my website, brownbookseries.com, and get all the information. After you leave me at 6 and you finish, listening to me and me over here with all my shenanigans, go check out author Reese Ryan's channel. All right? Y'all got that? It's your girl, Shay Baby, Brown Book Series. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week.
Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. The fantasies, no one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, baby.